everybody, just wanted to give you a, what is this? A list of
top 10 things we wish we knew before we started cruising.
Well, not the top 10 things. 10 things that we had learned that we wish we knew before cruising.
Yep.
Right? Things we wish we knew before.
These are things that we've learned over the last 4.5 years.
And some of them we've learned early, and some of them we learned later.
Yes. So
And we wish we had known some of them before we had, pretty much all of them. I wish we had known them before we had started.
well, that's why we want to share with them so that
Yes.
they would know sooner than we did.
That's what we're doing. So, hey, we're gonna start off with the number one on the list is a handheld VHF radio. You're absolutely gonna wanna have one of these. You wanna keep it with you at all times.
Keep it in the dinghy with you when you're out and about on land. Here in the Bahamas, they use it just like they would a cell phone, channel 16. And then some of the local areas use 6/8, so it just depends on where you go. But it's best to have one all the time.
We made a mistake on our first year, and we were in the Dry Tortugas, and we were jumping over to Loggerhead Key. And it's a 3-mile jump between the Gulf of Mexico and Atlantic Ocean. And we got over there, and our dinghy sputtered a little bit, and I realized we had no way to contact anyone. And if we had broken down at that time, we would have just drifted out into the Atlantic or into the middle of the Gulf, because cell phones and nothing works. We flipped our dinghy last year.
Yep.
And we were 6 miles from our boat. We were able to hail somebody, and we got a tow back in, which that helped. But you never know what's going to happen. You're always going to want one on there. You can help other people also. We have towed other people that's ran out of fuel. So get you a handheld, number one on the list, handheld VHF. All right, guys, another thing we're putting on the list. When you get a dinghy, you want a dinghy that'll get on plane. You want a dinghy that'll get on plane, and you want an engine that can push the boat fast enough to go on plane. Place in your 2 miles, you want to go 2 miles somewhere. For example, the airport for check-in. The airport for check-in's down here. It's about 2 miles. If we were doing 2 knots, it would take us an hour to get there and an hour to get back. If we wanted to go farther, it's going to take longer than that. Get a 9.9 on 11-foot rib. And it'll get 2 people on. It'll get on plane with 2 people on it, and with some supplies and groceries. And we have done it with 20 gallons of fuel. Hey, what are you doing?
Cutting these circles out to put in our spices to help.
Why are you doing that?
Oh, to help keep out the humidity and so it doesn't clump up.
Is that a boat hack?
That is a wonderful boat hack for the galley. Otherwise, the spices turn out like a big old clump.
So they get moisture in them somehow?
They get moisture in them, so you want to take a piece of cardboard, cut out the circle, and keep it inside.
So it doesn't have one in it?
No, it does not.
Also, I guess when you tear off this little metallic seal, then you don't have any gasket in there, so to speak.
Right, so that's why you want to cut out the piece of cardboard.
And that'll keep the moisture out.
Yes, it will.
There's your boat hack, right?
That is a boat hack.
Alright, hey, there's another boat hack, guys.
Hey guys, we just wanted to share this with you.
So we'd have been on the boat for like 2 years, and this is our dinghy motor, and these have got a kill switch. Everybody knows about these. You pull that, kills the engine. So it kills the engine. I think everybody knows that. It's a safety feature. But I'm gonna share something with you that I didn't know. For 2 years, if you take and push that red button, it'll kill the engine. I didn't know that, and I'm pulling the lanyard off all the time. I shared it with some friends down here in the Bahamas, and 3 of the 5 that I shared with did not know that. So that's one of the things I wish I'd have known before I started cruising. We got another one to put on the list, and that is an anchor. So there's a lot of anchors out there, and we've tried most of them, but we have gone with the Mantis. You know, you can check your manufacturer recommendation for size for your vessel. It depends on the weight on it, and what you can either, your windlass can pick up. We don't have a windlass. I pull this anchor in every time. We're on a Gemini 3200. We're about 10 to 11,000 pounds, and this is a 45 pound. We got 160 feet of chain. Hey, this is what works for us. Get yourself a good anchor. There's nothing beats a good night's sleep. And I love this Mantis. It's got the this is a new generation with the roll bar on it. It resets itself whenever it pulls free. We're fixing to drop anchor right here.
Hey guys, I wanted to share something that I've learned while living on the boat. Zippers do not last, and we have so many zippers on our items. This is our cooler bag, and the salt air has corroded it. It doesn't work. So now this is garbage. We can't use it. It doesn't open. Everything we seem to have has zippers. Oh, this is a laptop bag. We're gonna look for one that doesn't have zippers, but what we have found that we really like are these roll top bags. It's a roll top cooler bag, and it clips in, no zipper. It won't get corroded. It's our backpack that we use when we go to the grocery store or just out and about. So one thing we learned, no zippers.
So I'm putting this on the list. It's gonna be gas can covers or fuel can covers. We made these for our jerry jugs to carry our fuel in, and it absolutely is a must. The sitting on the deck all the time, it winds up, the sun bakes them. It winds up getting cracks in them. You can see right here on our dinghy gas can where the sun has baked it. This only lasted a year, and you're gonna want gas can covers to make these cans last longer. 20, you know, you spin it up, there's a 30 bucks on them, and they last in a year. It kind of sucks. Put the covers on, probably get 10 years or more out of them. So that's what we've learned. Fuel can covers, make sure you put them on there on any of your containers that you're gonna leave out in the sun. So another thing to go on the list is a beam bridle. Technically, I think it's called a swell bridle. But so we got a bridle on the front of the boat. This is our bridle, runs down to our chain, back up to our starboard cleat. I've taken it off the port cleat and I've added a dock line to it. And I'm gonna run it over to the side and all the way back to my stern cleat. The second thing that I'm doing, I'm gonna take my starboard side and I'm adding a dock line to it. But I've got my bridle running down to my chain and running to my stern cleat. And now the wind's coming from this direction. See our flag there. We twisted the angle of the boat so that if we had waves coming from the side, you can see them coming in here now. We're pointing more into the waves instead of sideways into them to where we get that rocking side to side. I can't tell you how many people we've met that are on boats down here that didn't know how to do this technique. So you need to learn to use it, learn to do it, and it's pretty simple, but it can stop the rocking on the boat. So we did a video on the beam bridle, swell bridle, and it's in our playlist, so you can check that out.
This autopilot really needs to go on a top 10 list.
I'll do it.
Hey guys, you're gonna really, really want to have an autopilot on your boat. It's like having an extra person on the boat. You can step away, go ahead and program the course, step away if you need to, check your lines, go downstairs, get a bottle of water, come back, and you should be fine. It's like having an extra person on the boat. Comes in handy. And now that we have one, we'll always have one. If you think that you don't need one, you might want to talk to
just gonna say, one of the things we learned was don't get gas. They fill up the tanks. Wind up stirring up the trash in the tank and get dirty fuel. So always wait a day.
Hey guys, thanks for watching the video. There's the list that we shared, 10 things we wish we learned before cruising. We really hope it helps you out.
Hey, I appreciate you watching videos. Make sure you like and share. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet.
Yeah, we really appreciate it. It helps build up our community.
10 of the things we've learned, it's not our top 10 and they're not in any particular order.